Hi everyone, I'm Changjie. Today, my teammates and I are going to present about how do we achieve our goals, missions, and challenges we face during our MPU 3422 community service in Kechara Soup Kitchen. Let's start. Our first mission and goals is to contribute our part to poor families and homeless in distributing foods and clothes at Anjong Singa and Medan Togo through Kechara Soup Kitchen organizations. Secondly, we aim to develop awareness among university students through the conditions of the underprivileged citizens in Malaysia might face. These citizens might facing homeless issues or lack of food, medications, clothes, and others. Lastly, we want to develop sense of appreciation and gratefulness among university students, which could make them realize that they are able to contribute their effort and responsibility to this underserved community service. For example, they can take part in volunteering for kitchen duty to prepare foods for those people and distributing these goods. And next, I want to pass it to my teammates Esther to continue this presentation. Thank you.
How did we achieve our goals that are mentioned by my group member previously? So what we did there was when we reached Kachara, we had to do our kitchen duty. So what we did was we packed food like nasi lemak, noodles, spaghetti, and fried rice. And also some of our group members also helped to cut the bread into half and also helped to spread butter on the bread, and also help to cut vegetables in the kitchen. And also the only guy in our group helped to count the quantity of the packed food that are going to be sent to different locations like Andrew Senga, Madam Tuanku, and Pudu. And so this is the overall activities that we did in the afternoon during our kitchen duty. So the next thing that we did at night after we have done our kitchen duty was to help to distribute food to people. So we were assigned to different places like Anjong Senga and Medan Tuanku. The interesting thing is that there are actually a lot of departments. For example, registration, interviewing department, medical, first aid, food and clothes distribution, and also haircut service. So I think the most interesting department was the interviewing department, because we get to interview people from all walks of life, different background, different culture, and we get to talk to them, communicate with them, and understand their situations and why they want to join Kachara as a group member. So we learned quite a lot of things through this interviewing session. So these are the pictures that we took when we did our kitchen duty, like uh, packed food, yeah, and also these are the pictures that we took. And this is the picture that we took after we've done our kitchen duty. And we also met people from other university too. And also this is the picture that we took after we have done our food distribution in Madam Tuanku. So this is overall what we did in for our 3-week volunteering session. So next, I'm going to pass my time to Lois, and she will talk about the challenges that we faced during this volunteering session.
My name is Lois. So these are the challenges that we faced during the volunteering at Kachara Soup Kitchen. The first two are similar, as we assume that the destination between Kachara Soup Kitchen and Anjong Singa and Medan Tuanku were near. Hence we parked in lot 10, which was way too far away, and we were late for food distribution. So for the second week, we parked near Kachara Soup Kitchen so that we didn't have to rush to go to Anjong Singa. The third challenge was that we were not familiar with the route to Kachara Soup Kitchen, and we were late for the first session of kitchen duty. So on the second week, we left 10 minutes earlier at 1:20 p.m. to go to Kachara Soup Kitchen. We had a tight schedule before and after the volunteering sessions, as we had 4 midterms and 3 assignments due. So we decided to start the assignments and midterms preparation early. The fifth challenge was that one of us got hurt cutting herself on a slicing board. So, and the plaster provided was not adhesive enough. So for the next week, we brought our own plasters so that we could protect ourselves against any harm. For the last challenge, the last challenge that we faced was that one of our teams mixed up and went to Medan Tuanku instead of Anjun Singha. So for the following week, we contacted Vivian, who was the person in charge of our volunteering session, and we made sure that which team had to go to which food distribution center before we went. And that is all from me.
Hi, my name is Joanna, and I'm going to talk about the suggestions for improvement for the next time we carry out any project. As Lois has already mentioned, some of the challenges and the solutions that we have already used to overcome there and then when we were carrying out the project. These are the suggestions that we have for the next time we also carry out. So the first suggestion that we have is to allocate more time for traveling, especially during the first trip. As we were late during the first trip, we really need to allocate more time, especially because the traffic was really bad and we need to leave earlier and to not waste time on traffic. And the second suggestion would be to bring plasters and panadols, first aid materials to carry out any project that we have. This is so that we can easily access the plasters and the panadols and not rely on the organization themselves for their own plasters. The third suggestion that we have would be to communicate with the person in charge to avoid any miscommunication. As we were late during the first session because of not being able to find the place and parking too far, it would be good if you could communicate with the person in charge and to ask them where the location of their organization is so that we can avoid any time wasting on trying to find a place. The next suggestion that we have would be to go for a recce first before the first project that we are carrying out. This is so that we can also not waste any time to find the place and to be able to be more familiar with the place and to know where the location is so that we don't be late on our first session. The next suggestion and the last suggestion that we have is to ask for suggestions from people and friends who have already volunteered in the organization. This is so that we can better prepare ourselves and also know of the expectations that the organization may have on us so that we can better prepare ourselves and know what to do when we are there in the organization. I will now pass the time to Shyne-Ni to talk about the reflection.
Hi, I'm Shyne-Ni and I'll be presenting the part of some reflections based on our whole volunteering experience. So we are very happy that we had the opportunity to volunteer at this soup kitchen. So number one is that our perception of homeless people really changed. Before this, many of us, we thought that homeless people were lazy, maybe they were also liability to society. But after this, our perception of them really changed because we realized that a lot of them are out there on the streets because of their unfortunate circumstances, such as being abandoned by their families, and also some of them, they were previously drug addicts, and also some of them, they're elderly and ill. Many of them find it very hard to find jobs because of the discriminations that they face. So after this, we really understand that we should not judge someone and we should start helping them instead. For the next point is that we managed to work with a lot of inspiring people that really had big hearts and they were really passionate about helping other people. We got to witness the dedication, time and effort that other people put in to ensure that they can improve the life of the homeless and the urban poor. As psychology students, we found that this was really helpful for us because as our aim is also to help others, and through this we really learn the true meaning of helping other people. For the next point is that we should really appreciate the small things in our lives. Sometimes we are so caught up trying to chase something that is bigger and bigger that we don't really appreciate what we have at the moment. such as the privileges that we have, being able to choose what type of food that we want to eat today, or having a shelter to go back to every day. So all in all, I just want to say thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed our presentation.